all the time.
Hey, they can be the suspect me all they want. You got to prove it. And I was telling my cousin that about a week or so ago we had a discussion about somebody I had issues with. I better not say that. We streaming now. Hold on.
Don't feel like you feel.
Nah. I ain't do nothing. But if
If
something
the glove
happen, I
don't
don't want
fit,
nobody to
you
get a
must
play
have
with.
quit.
Hey, I ain't about to Young Thug myself.
And use your lyrics and
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm cool.
If the glove don't fit, you must have
Oh man.
Hey, nah.
quit. Another episode.
Just
What happened?
oh my fault. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you got to say?
I would say just in case, I was telling them like, hey, don't nobody really want to play them games with people like us, man. We was trained to do some of them things. Just know we have specialized training and some stuff.
That's a great.
Sound like our dude on Taken.
That's a great segue to what
skills.
He said, what he said, Marco.
I will find you.
Really was real.
And that will kill you.
another episode of Better Understanding. I'm just trying to keep it flowing, but we give y'all a better understanding of what's going on because some of y'all just don't get it. And Tweet is smarter than all y'all. So is Dios. I'm just a regular guy. Hey, I ain't insulting y'all saying I'm smarter than y'all.
I ain't saying I'm smarter than nobody. Hey, as they said in the sports world, we just Jags. We Jags with opinions.
I introduced it for you, Malcolm. You're welcome.
Yeah, because you got right in the middle of the introduction and you had to leave.
Hey, I feel your pain. You see, my wife ain't here because she had my son game. And,
okay.
Yeah, my wife. So did y'all see my two young ones came in here early. That's why I was late getting on here because they came in from outside. They were playing in the backyard. They wanted some cereal. That's why I was late getting on. They wanted some cereal. So I had
to help watch her. We were getting cereal. I told the one we watching her, she and I acting like somebody chopping her damn head off right now. And she getting her braided.
Oh, she getting her braided. Okay.
But you were talking about being specialized training. So there was a Texas shooting in this elementary school this week. And I saw somebody said like one of the ideas they should do is have like Army vets stationed at every school. I guess there's a lot of them that's unemployed right now, or in general, there's usually a lot that's unemployed. So they can employ 1 to 2 Army vets at every school, and they think that'll help diffuse the situations. What do y'all think?
I think whoever said that, unless they was an Army vet, should be the one standing in front of their school. If anybody want to volunteer somebody else to get shot at, yeah, I think they should. Well, now
I agree with you on that.
You can shoot too. You can, and you'll be surprised that just like us Army vets can get shot, they can shoot you too. Yeah. You don't have to volunteer us to get shot at and go shoot people. Maybe we got a conscience. Maybe we don't want to be thinking about we're gonna have to kill somebody anymore. You understand? We're at the crib chilling. Anyway, I don't. That was just a joke. But I'm gonna let y'all go. Then I'll jump in whenever I got in.
I would say I don't know about that one. I don't know if I would suggest that. Well, sir, I mean, you have a lot of vets, man. We're gonna be real, be faking like they don't really been through some things, really did some stuff, man. Using the kitchen, using the motor pool. You weren't doing it. You were not done in front lines, man. You stop it. You sit up in the office somewhere, use it, work the S1, use a paper pusher. You know what I'm saying? All you did was hand out paper clips and pencils. You ain't did that. You don't need to be out there. But now I would do that because I mean, even for the ones who do have combat experience, they've seen so much. You don't necessarily want to put them in a position to where they have, say, maybe a flashback and an innocent kid get hurt. It can be a lot. I don't know. Some needs to be done. I do agree some needs to be done with these school shootings. I just don't know what needs to be done. I know you have a lot of people say we need to do gun control and gun reform. We're gonna be real. Nothing's gonna change because the politicians want to keep their pockets in line. 2, people gonna always find a way to get a gun. There's no way around it. People gonna find a way to get a gun. So claiming, oh, we need to do a more extensive background check, that's not gonna do nothing. Because I can almost guarantee you 98.9% of these gangbangers with guns or these dope dealers with guns, they now want to been through a background check. So that's not gonna do nothing. I don't know what the answer is, but I think politicians need to try to figure out something. They need to try to figure out something. We electing these guys to make laws to help defend us some way, and all they want to do is worry about their pockets. But I know that's not what you asked, but
yeah, no, Tweety. So metal detectors have came up too. How much of an effect do you think a metal detector would have in trying to stop this? Or like
nothing. Like if somebody's got that on their mind, a metal detector not stopping that, bro. They walking right through the metal detector and shooting whoever right there next to the metal detector. That's not gonna stop
before
nothing,
they go through the metal detector.
Like I guess my thing is, only way you stop school shootings or any kind of shooting at all is to get rid of guns out of the whole country. Like, and I do mean extremely. And I'm not saying this to be facetious. I mean, because if the military has guns, somebody's going to find a way to sell those guns to somebody in the black market. Like the fact that there will never be
military like that. Excuse me.
I'm just saying it because that's the
don't
only.
Disrespect
my,
don't disrespect my.
Nah, that's the only. Nah, listen, that's the only.
Y'all crooked.
We saw what Frank Lucas was doing with the military.
Nah,
let's stop.
That's what I'm saying. Nah, what I'm saying is, if you gonna say somebody need guns, that's the only profession you could justifiably say that, and maybe you could say police officers. But if the civilians don't have guns, police officers don't need guns. But the military will always need weapons because you're fighting against other countries per se. So if you're going to justify any profession that would need guns, it's the military. But the problem is everybody in the military, just like everybody in the civilian world, just like everybody in the police world, ain't stand up. So the moment that they can get an extra gun, they going to sell it. Or if they figure that they need a way of getting money, like if I'm willing to sell engagement rings, if I'm willing to sell my house, if I'm willing to sell my car and I ain't got nothing, no backup plan, if I need money, I sell a military issue weapon. It is what it is. That ain't taken away from nothing. I can get another one from the military if they issuing that gun.
They don't issue.
I get another one. I'm just saying. Well, obviously at this point they probably don't, but I don't know how the military go.
That's why I'm telling you they don't.
If the rest of the country didn't have guns, it would probably be a whole different situation with weapons.
No, it wouldn't.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't say yes or no because everybody in the country got guns like that.
No.
That's something that we have.
I'm speaking in terms of like from a military perspective. It's not as simple. Like so, you don't. Everybody's not issued a weapon. It's not like you just roll up in there and get. Like there's a lot of. I'm not gonna go into detail and all that. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in inventory and all that on a very regular basis when it comes to weapons. And I'm not saying that obviously we've seen cases where people have been able to steal military weapons. It does not happen very often.
No, I never said it did, but
no. I'm saying that it doesn't happen. Yeah, it does happen, but I'm just saying like that's not. I wouldn't think that would be like if there was no guns. I wouldn't say people would start being able to get them from. And I'm only speaking for the Army. I can't speak for the other services. I've never been in the other services, so I'm only speaking for the Army. I would say it's very, very difficult to acquire on a consistent basis military weapons. If you was thinking that would be your source of black market, now not saying it's impossible.
No, that may be true. I guess my thing is this: I don't need a consistent source. I just need to get it one time.
Yeah,
and I can go and shoot up a school.
But that's true. Like, but realistically, Tweety. And I'm gonna speak for somebody as an NCO. I was in charge of an arms room, right?
Okay.
To get those weapons, like you said, you're gonna have to go through a lot. You would need someone like me. You'll need even somebody like Darius, because me as the NCO,
you gotta go through somebody.
So I still gotta have an officer there. You know what I'm saying? So when my armor opens that arms room, I gotta sign off the paperwork as NCO. Tool leader might have to sign off. So it's you're gonna have to go through maybe 2 to 3 people to get into their arms room. So to get that, You had to get that, like I said, you're going to get maybe 1, 2 at best. But even then, you still not going to get a whole bunch of rounds because we don't keep a lot of rounds like that in the arms room. So you may get enough of anywhere from 1 to 3 magazines. Yes, that's more than enough to do what you need to do. It's more than enough. Don't get it wrong.
Where you gonna get the ammo at, Tweety? That would be the other
He
question.
just told. He just what I'm just saying. Like that's what he was talking about.
We keep some in arms room, but not much. We don't keep a large amount.
Once again, I'm not telling y'all. I'm not saying a gang can furnish their.
Do what you need to do.
I'm not saying a gang gonna get their weapon supply based on the military. This man was by himself. If he got the right connections, we just putting it in that type of scenario. Because as long as the civilians can have guns, you're not going to stop any kind of a shooting. I'm sorry, you just not. Because if I got it on my brain, I'm finna go shoot somebody, I'm finna go shoot somebody. You can only react to what I do. You're not going to stop me because you probably don't know. You don't know I'm about to go shoot somebody. Like, I mean, I don't know the whole situation that happened down there in Valde, but if it's, if it's just a dude walking into a school, which is kind of hard to do nowadays, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. But like I said, I don't know how it is down there. It might be.
I think they said it was like an unlocked door or something like that. Like the
yeah, well, I think he just walked through the school. So it's how you gonna who's gonna prevent that? Even if you have armed guards at the spot, who's gonna prevent that? Like he's already in the school with the gun loaded and ready to shoot. You might minimize damage.
There you go.
But you might minimize damage. Yeah, but you ain't gonna prevent the act from happening. But you can minimize damage.
I'm agreeing with you. You can't prevent that. Just minimize.
There's some. I mean, I will say a few things. Malcolm, I actually forgot your initial. Oh, the Army vet thing.
Yeah, that's
yes and no. I mean, I'm not gonna say it could, I mean, there's definitely probably a lot of veterans out there who would be willing to help and who would be fine standing guard at schools. I would say if somebody is homeless and jobless, there may be a reason that they're homeless. There might be a reason that they were homeless and jobless, meaning like they may have mental health issues and stuff like that. So they may not be the ones right for the school. And listen, everybody don't want to go out there and put their life on line, $40,000. And I know like it's crazy to me that everybody always say, well, let's take out veterans that don't listen. So I mean, like a lot of times, this is just my opinion. People I know, especially if you've been in theater and you've been outside the wire on a consistent basis, and when you go home, you just want peace. You know what I mean? You just want peace. You just want like, and I'm not saying like I wasn't an infantry dude, but I was outside the wire when I was in Afghanistan 4 or 5 days a week on convoys where, you know, people were consistently hitting IEDs and, you know, running into complex attacks, got into my own little skirmish with my folks on a convoy. So I've been in live combat. And I'm gonna tell you, I just want peace. I mean, like if I had to, what I'd do is shoot, but I don't want to go stand in front of it. First of all, my knees hurt, my back hurt, my hip hurt. I'm not gonna stand up all day. The other thing that people don't understand is when the rules of engagement are different. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying I hate it when the first thing people do is put veterans up there. Yeah, man. Everybody, yeah. You go volunteer. You can get trained too. The other thing, we'll metal detectives.
Politicians out there, let them do it. Let the politicians get out there.
Will
that's
metal
too much
detectives
like right,
work? Will metal detectives work? I mean, yes and no. It will. Metal detectors would potentially help, not in a situation like yesterday. Metal detectors would help in a situation to where like a kid tries to sneak a gun into school.
There you go.
Then they plan to do something at some point during the school day.
Right.
It would probably potentially help with that. But if you have somebody who like, you know what I'm saying, they hop out the whip and they already at the low ready to go, that metal detector ain't gonna, he done already told you what he coming for. It's already out. I mean, so it could probably help with, you know what I'm saying, like with that first situation, but with that second, it ain't really gonna do nothing. Or there are some things they can do. Like I said in the group chat, I think to me it's hard to say exactly what you could do without having studied everything. You know what I'm saying? Without having studied everything and studied mass shootings and studied the people who have been
victims.
Who have been the people who have been the perpetrators in these events. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like I was reading something yesterday. They said one of the things that have been happening more over the last 10 years is they're starting to wear body armor. Right now, see, they're starting to wear body armor, and people saying, well, we want to stop the threat before it happened. So are you saying that you are okay with say an armed security guard blowing somebody's brains out on your kid's school ground? Because that's essentially what it's not essentially what you got to do, but you understand what I'm saying? If I got on body armor, unless you shoot, unless I got a 50 cal, you know, a little 9mm round, you might knock the wind out of them or something like that. They might stop, they might not.
You have to shoot them in the head though.
But you know what I'm saying? Then the other thing is I these people don't realize is what are you willing to equip the people at these schools with?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So like you're okay with, like, I mean, I think it's fairly common for kids and everybody to see police officers with a gun on their hips. I don't think it's that. But are you okay with the armed security guard or whatever they're, you know, carrying a AR-15 style weapon around the school? And I would say, to me, one ain't enough unless you're gonna like do like Joe Clark and chain every door.
One ain't gonna be enough.
You know what I'm saying? You put a shade charge on one of the doors. I think one thing that they could do though, seriously, is put something inside of the front office, maybe in multiple places in the front office, or maybe in teachers' classrooms, or like, so just like maybe some sort of like switch or button that you could push and it automatically locks all the doors, all the classroom doors.
Right.
And that's assuming that, you know what I'm saying, that like kids aren't in the hallway, because the kids in the hallway, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just so many scenarios, because people get caught up in one scenario, but it was in one classroom. It's like, what do you do when it's between classes?
Right. What you do if it's more than one?
There's a lot of scenarios. So that's what I'm saying. To me, you got to have a lot of thought put into it, because if you just every time a scenario puts up, you want to say, oh, we should do this for this scenario. It's like, that's not the only scenario where it could possibly happen. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things you can extend the perimeter in terms of, like, you know, and people saying metal detectors. Well, once you get to the school door, it's kind of too late, my opinion. Because then it's just a
you say once what, LJ?
I said once you, like, people say, oh, what about metal detectors? My opinion, most of the time, I don't know about Tweety and Malcolm, but DLs, you went to Kimball. I know when I was in middle school, we at Holmes, we had metal detectors. So this was 95, I had in middle school too,
Kimball and Brown.
Right. So I done been to schools with metal detectors, and they either right inside the front door or they right outside the front door.
Outside the front door, right.
But what I'm saying is this, like, metal detectors are like, to me, if you want to, if your thought is, I don't want them to even get into school, you would have to extend your perimeter, meaning metal detectors are not right in front of the door. They're like maybe
on the sidewalk,
in a parking lot or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Way out. But then again, like I said, you run into other situations. Now you funneling kids and they all just standing there, and I don't even have to go through the metal detectors. I can just come out and start shooting because they all just standing right there. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You really, really got to put a lot of thought into it, because by doing one thing, you could be creating a secondary unintended consequences where, like you said, well, we're going to keep him outside. We're going to put metal detectors. Like, well, shoot, you're just making a long line of kids, and now they got to do is run up, you know what I'm saying? Just drive up and just, you know what I'm saying? So you really got to put some thought into it. That's the way I see it. And you got to think of, okay, like, if we do this, what's going to happen? In the Army, we call it red teaming to a certain extent. Like, okay, you kind of like, okay, if we do this, what do we think the enemy will do? and you have a group of people that kind of like play the enemy and they say, oh, we'll do this, you know, and you try to like war game it a little bit and come up with different scenarios and maybe how you react. And then if you ever been in combat or you ever playing for combat, if you ever playing a combat operation, you all know there's a saying in the Army, no plane survives first contact. I mean, the first time that bullet gets shot, the plane you thought you had,
out the window.
it's probably gonna
It's out the
change.
window. Yeah.
For the ones who ain't never been in the military, his equivalent says what Mike Tyson said. Everybody got a plan until you hit them out.
Until they get in the mouth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I guess
I
have a question.
I have
a question.
My last little point on that was, oh, my bad, man. Good.
No, I was gonna say, have they? And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't followed this story that closely, just because, well, for reasons. Anyway, have they found a connection to why this happened? Like, why this school? You know, why that day?
I haven't seen.
I haven't seen nothing on no connection, nothing like that.
Like, was this really just random?
Did they say he used to go to school though? I mean, it's like
he went to school there, and I think they said when he went there, he had problems at the school or whatever. But he's like 18.
He was 18. So, that's a long time.
Yeah, ago. Like I mean, that's weird to me. Like that's a connection, but that's not a connection to me. That it
could have been a proximity thing. Could have been a proximity thing.
I don't even think that's.
So I know he shot his grandmother. Yeah, he did. He shot his grandmother.
No.
But
I'm not saying.
No. Like, I'm going off what Malcolm said.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying this an excuse, but I'm saying what I'm saying. Like I'm guessing, is it Uvalde or is it just Valde?
I call it Valde. It might be Uvalde.
Yeah.
I don't know.
However you pronounce it. No disrespect to the people who live there. I just don't want to say it incorrectly. Right. But I'm guessing that's a really small town. I'm guessing they might have one. Maybe a couple of elementary schools.
2 or 3 elementary schools, maybe.
It's gonna be my guess. So that's why I'm saying maybe it's a proximity thing that he just picked the closest school. I don't know, man. But I did want to ask y'all one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to ask y'all, how do y'all feel about them? When I say them, like, I ain't gonna blame the media, but like, I can't think of the person who is like, there's been like some law enforcement agencies. I think somebody within the state of Texas, I can't remember which one, and then the National Tactical Officers Association or Association of Officers that came out and basically saying that those police officers or those law enforcement officers that stood in the hallway or whatever for an hour before they got in, and they was wrong. And like, there's even some people that I've read that said that I'll basically blame them for what happened to a certain extent. I mean, what I got my own thought, but I want to hear what y'all think.
Like, I'm not sure, but I also think I saw like somebody was saying like the officers were more concerned of detaining the parents that were outside than the situation. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Well, I mean, I don't really have it's kind of hard for me to comment on if they were right or wrong, because I don't know like how the process goes of stopping a school shooting. Like, I really truly don't, so I don't really know what to get into it. I have seen a lot of complaints. I've seen one complaint was that some of the first responding officers who had kids that were at that school went in and retrieved their kids and came back out. And then the whole 90-minute wait or the whole little hour wait or whatever happened. I don't, like I say, if that's the case, then I can understand the parents' complaint. But I mean, as far as like blaming the whole force, that's gonna be, I don't know how. I personally can't do that because I don't know I don't know how you would go about stopping a school shooter without, because the city's got to think about this, endangering the kids facing a lawsuit. Like, it's trash that they got to think about that type of stuff. But if somebody would have found a way, like they're doing now, to blame a police officer for a child's death, the city is gonna get sued. Point blank, period. So it's like the police, I ain't gonna say they're in the catch-22. They ain't in a lose-lose situation, I guess, because they are the police. But I don't see how anybody is gonna be happy with the response unless the police get in there and shoot the kid before he kills anybody. If he kills one kid, that parent is going to have a, probably a justifiable gripe about her kid dying and everybody else being saved. So unless you can stop every kid or any kid from getting killed, the police going to get hit with some sort of backlash. I think so anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like in that situation, I don't think unless they would have been able to stop him from shooting and killing kids, they wasn't going to get no kind of praise from the parents of the kids who died. And I think the reason why it looks even worse that because you do see videos of the police detaining parents, and you do hear the officer on a news interview saying, "Yeah, we had officers go in and get their kids and come out." Like it's not looking good as far as like them saying they protected the public. But it is what it is. I don't know how much. I don't know what else they could have done. I really truly don't.
Well, I had something to say about it. I think in these situations, you gotta be careful when you start pointing fingers about who's to blame and who isn't to blame. I mean, because ultimately, what that young man decided to do, you know what I'm saying, that's on him. You know what I'm saying, and to say like, well, if they would have gone in and did X, Y, and Z, well, you don't know, because like, I mean, to my knowledge, I haven't seen anything where they said, oh yeah, it's within 10 minutes of the officers being in there, the shooting stopped. You know what I'm saying? With them being in the hallway, the shooting stopped or whatnot. So you don't know that, like, if they would have just burst, he might have soon as
I think he fired at some of the first
room,
officers that got there. If I'm not mistaken, the first one that went into school, I think he fired at them and they came.
But I mean, like, once he got in that classroom, like you don't you know, like if you don't know when exactly he killed the people in the classroom, it's hard to say, in my opinion, whether the officers' actions would have changed the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if like he went in there and shot 20 people immediately because they all unarmed, that ain't hard to do. No, I don't mean that to be insensitive, but they all unarmed. Like,
and
you know what I'm saying? He could do all that in 3 minutes.
If not, if that.
Right. So so that's what I'm saying. Like, they blaming these people. It's like, okay, well, you don't know like when he started killing the kids, killing the folks inside that room. If he did it immediately, like, it could have took like 1-2 minutes, whatever. Boom, 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 and that sounds really insensitive. And then it's over, and then he just in there. But then for you to start blaming these people and say, well, if they would have done this, it would have happened. You don't know that. You can't say that. And it's wrong until you have evidence that said their actions would have changed the outcome in terms of save people's lives. You have specific evidence. I don't think you should, because blaming somebody, I will tell you, as somebody who has been in combat and have somebody under your leadership be killed in combat, it's a heavy burden to carry, to feel like you are responsible for somebody's death. It ain't easy. I'm telling you that from experience. It is not easy. It is hard. And that's an adult who signed up for this job knowing the potential risk. So I'm not really fond of people trying to put the deaths of these children and these teachers onto these law enforcement officials without specific proof, because I know what it's like to feel like you are responsible for somebody's death, and it's a hell of a burden to carry that never goes away.
I'm with you on that. The only question I had was real quick, was more so like, how did he get in there with the weapon?
Literally. He walked in unlocked door.
Nobody saw him walking through the hallways.
No, I don't think it was a sneak in, because they didn't say he came in through like an emergency exit or nothing. They just say he walked through a door. Like, and what I'm thinking is, he
walked through the door, just automatically went to the first room and just started shooting.
And there because I'm thinking if he didn't go through the front office, he ain't passing by obviously he ain't passing by a lot of people to first. I just think he went in maybe like a side door that was close to a classroom, and boom.
That would lead to another question. Well, something that I think one of y'all said earlier. Is that an inside thing? Because how would he know that door's open?
Yeah.
Malcolm said that, and I don't. That's a good question. Like, and if that's where you start doing your real investigating, like that's when LJ say stop blaming people because you don't know what happened. Like you don't know everything. I don't know if it will be an inside thing because, like, I when I was at Tyler Street, I used to go back to my old elementary school because I was cool with some of my teachers. And yeah, it was like a side door that you can go out that side door and go to the portables, or you can actually leave the campus. But that door stayed open. Like it wasn't like it wasn't no emergency exit. I can go in and my teacher classroom like 2 or 3 classes down, and boom, I would go and visit. But that's if I didn't want to go deal with the principal. Like for whatever reason, that door stayed open. Now I don't know, it might be closed now, obviously, but I don't. That was a while back. But like if that might be one of them situations where that door just wasn't locked.
Hey
and
man,
just walked in there.
They still make shape charges.
You say what?
Yeah.
They still make shape charges.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
it ain't like you can't put some C4 on there, fine and four.
True that.
I mean, I'm not saying somebody gonna do it, but I'm just saying.
It's the way to get in if it was like.
Yeah, if you want to get in the building, you gonna get.
You get in, yeah. I got a quick question before we move on. Just if you had a child that went to this school, right? Would you feel comfortable sending them there next year?
If I what?
If you had a
Would
child,
you feel comfortable sending them there next year?
Yeah.
No.
You said in that district would
if you had a child at that elementary school and right, they wasn't moving on. They like next year they would have to go back to the school, right? Would you feel comfortable sending them back there again?
That's I know you want a yes or no. I can't really give you a yes or no.
I would say no personally, because I'm not even looking at from the aspect of it happening again. I'm looking at what my kid
the trauma.
Right, the trauma of the kid, or what they got to go through. And know this happened at the school. This may have happened to one of their friends or classmates or their teacher, whatever. I would just move them to somewhere else. Let them try to start some type of starting over and move on
in a different environment and everything.
Right.
That's why I was going with it. Basically, what Dios was saying. Like I'm worried, like the mental health of my kid, like how they feel.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say the school did something wrong and like you shouldn't feel comfortable going. I'm just saying,
like, I mean, like if my son, if one of my kids was, if they were okay with going back to the school, I wouldn't have no problem with it. I mean, there's no like if I had a car wreck, I ain't gonna stop driving.
Some people do.
So you ask your child.
Yeah, like, you're right. Some people do. I agree with you.
Some people do.
So kind of switching gears. This has been going on for a while now, but it's in a different light, I guess. So in response to what happened there, San Francisco Giants, which is a Major League Baseball team, their manager, which if you don't watch baseball is their coach, right? Has decided to not come out of the locker room for the national anthem. He said he won't come out until he feel like this country is going in a different direction.
Oh my bad, go ahead.
First off, what are your thoughts about that? And secondly, I guess just what are your thoughts?
My thought is secondly, like coming out again.
What kind of backlash you think he going to receive / should receive, if any?
One, I don't think he's ever coming out again, if that's the stance he's taking. Two, do I think he should get any backlash? No, it's his personal choice. Do I think he will? Yes. Because you got those who gonna always have something to say, oh, you disrespecting the country, you disrespecting the flag.
Yeah, buddy.
People put too much stock into a piece of cloth, in my opinion. It's a piece of cloth, bro. Like, that flag was created to represent a country during a time that, if we're gonna be honest,
nobody would want to live in right now. Yeah, nobody would want to live in right now.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but you get what I'm saying. People would be ashamed to live in right now. Most people.
They wouldn't be ashamed because a lot of them still. That's why you can tell the ones who ain't ashamed because they still hide behind it now. They're not ashamed. But I don't think it's that big of a deal personally. As far as that, like him, I don't think he should be punished. It's his personal choice. I'm not the most aficionado on baseball. Clearly, I don't know much about baseball or how long they've been doing the national anthem at the baseball games. But
Fast time, so I would guess a while.
Football, that wasn't an issue until
Just started
honestly
2001.
when military started paying the NFL for recruiting tactics. That's what they came from. It was to help recruit. So,
I thought it was 9/11.
no,
I thought it was 9/11.
they were trying to help get recruits soldiers.
Yeah, or it was either that, or not to distract from the topic. It was either they didn't start playing the national anthem until 9/11, or the players and coaches went on.
Well, I believe they played it, but the
I don't
coaches
think
and stuff wasn't out
on
there.
the field. Yeah,
Yeah, they wasn't on the field. But I don't think he deserved any backlash. That's just his personal opinion, man. He shouldn't have to be out there if he don't want to be. Hell, what if he originally wasn't from this country and he don't like the national anthem? He found this disrespectful. He from a country that went to war with America.
I saw some people said this is better than kneeling, and somebody said like, how? You don't know what the hell he doing in that locker room, like when the national anthem being played. He might be laying down,
taking a shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You don't know what he's doing. But I did see a veteran say, I assume he was a veteran. I'm sorry. Whatever. I correct me if I'm wrong, Dio. It's like every time the national anthem is played, like on a military base, you have to stop what you're doing and like salute and all that, right? If you're outside, I think, correct? Or something like that. Yeah. So he was saying, like, whatever y'all call it, he was saying, like, I've seen plenty of,
It's called Reveille at the end of the day.
He said, I've seen plenty of dudes like try to run inside at that time to what.
So I was just saying, man, we gonna be all the way honest. People, they be getting ready to walk out, they leave, they watch shit and get right back to the business. No, we're not gonna go out for that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I'm gonna keep it 100. I've been one of those too. I run right back in the business. I've been one of the ones who turn around and keep driving, act like I ain't hear it until they start locking down the gates and pose the way, make you have to get like, damn, you can't ignore it now.
You see done that too, Ed. You tried to avoid it.
For sure. For sure. Everybody, I'm gonna guess everybody in the army. Everybody in the army has stayed inside an extra couple minutes until the flag go down. It don't matter whether you say, well, let me just go ahead and check this last email or something like that, because you know this is about time for the bro. Everybody, I'm gonna guess everybody in the army has done it at some point in time. Stay that extra minute inside, 30 seconds for the flag to go down.
Yep.
So that's the point the veteran was trying. He was like y'all quit trying to project that like that this is disrespectful to the armed forces,
the military.
So, he's like quit trying to project that, because he's like, hell, all of us don't be want to stand and all that every time. So,
and I'd have been that sporting business. They ain't going. I ain't standing up. I'm gonna keep sitting right on that.
Saying he is a bitch.
You didn't stand up and sleep. My knees hurt. I ain't standing up for shit. My knees hurt. My back hurt.
I just
man. America is wrong about this, man. And this is why. And I don't know what everybody say because I missed some of it. I went to go fill up my water.
I think only Dios really gave his take.
So you drinking eggs?
No.
Henny.
Drinking eggs.
Henny.
Rocky
that Henny juice. That Henny juice.
I saw the bottom. I like tweet out again.
Yeah, tweet it. It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
You all right?
Hey. Yeah, I'm good. I'm great.
11?
Damn, bro.
You've been drinking the whole time. You've been drinking. You didn't see the bottle earlier. I was gonna say
something. No, Tweety, come on now.
Bro, can I do me? Did I ask you to buy it for me?
No, you didn't ask me to buy it. But hey, listen, I'm trained. I know the symptoms.
Hey, Tweety say,
what time you want, bro? I don't care about what you talking about.
Tweety said it is now almost 8 o'clock p.m. in Iraq right now. He can drink all he wants.
Nah, this is on my body clock, bro. This is I'm finna go to
Oh
sleep
yeah,
in a
you were
few
nice.
hours. Like,
You were nice. You were nice.
I'm finna go to sleep. Like when y'all getting off at like y'all getting up at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm just now coming off of a 10.
7:30.
What y'all talking about?
7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm in traffic already.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm
You know what
in
I'm saying?
bed.
I'm coming off of 10. Like I'm coming
Making
off from
moves.
10, 12. So
And what
You
I was
know.
gonna say was like I used it I want to use that term the young folks use, keep that same energy. So all the people who had hate for Colin Kaepernick, Kaepernick shouldn't be in the NFL, Colin Kaepernick shouldn't be this, that, and the third, because he won't stand for the anthem and all of that. You should keep that same energy towards Gabe Kapler. Because he essentially saying the same thing. He just, however you want to view it, you can say, Colin Kaepernick said, I'm gonna put it in your face that I don't got no respect for the flag and what this company represents. What this company represents.
Flag. Come on now.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it in your face that I have an issue with how this country is representing what that flag is supposed to stand for. Or whatever. I know it wasn't about the flag, but what I'm saying, like, it's the representation in terms of the song more so than the flag. Like the country is basically not living up to what it's supposed to be living up to. Essentially, is what they were saying.
No, it's living up to exactly what it was supposed to be when they made that flag in that song.
Well, I'm just saying, like, what it's supposed to be right now. But my point is, my whole point is, people should keep that same energy. If you felt like what Colin Kaepernick said was wrong or whatever, it's the same thing. It's just that, like, more people, I guess, if you will, maybe more comfortable with the injustice that Gabe Kapler, or the issue that Gabe Kapler is speaking about, and they were about the issue Colin Kaepernick was speaking about. But essentially, to me, it's the exact same thing. Yeah. And if you don't have an issue with Gabe Kapler and the way he's whatever you want to call it, protesting, whatever, and you had an issue with Colin Kaepernick, I'm probably gonna tell you that you probably got some racist issues, some racism up in you. That's just the way I view it. That would be my guess, because I feel like they're doing essentially the exact same thing. Maybe what their causes are two different things. And can I say one other thing before we move on or whatever? All you people, I hate when people do this. And every time something like this happen or something bad happen, now everybody and their mama got to put out a statement. We stand to get this. I'm like, well, how many times y'all gonna stand? Y'all gonna blow out your back. Because y'all said the same thing last time something happened and they ain't do nothing. You ain't follow up on it. So do you care, or do you only care because everybody putting out a statement and you're a national organization, or you're a popular organization or whatever, or you're a popular person?
You got to say something.
You got to put out a statement. When are we going to stop this happening? Well, I don't know. You said the same thing last time. You tell me. I wish you would just stop saying stuff about it, because clearly you ain't going to do nothing about it. You ain't going to try to do nothing about it, or you ain't going to keep the pressure on. I mean, y'all still WNBA, y'all still tweeting about Brittany Griner. No disrespect to her, saying she was wrong. She being wrongfully detained. But after the last mass shooting in the last school, I ain't heard y'all keep pushing that product, pushing that message. But yeah, man. So these people, all the organizations, they all phony. I ain't gonna say all of them. A lot of them phony. A lot of them front. They just putting it out there. It's just like, and I told y'all the same thing happened when a few years ago when they were talking about, and they was in the bubble, they were saying, "Oh, we ain't gonna play. They shot a black man. We ain't gonna play." And they kept playing, and it happened again, and ain't nobody said nothing because they weren't gonna do nothing in the first place. They just be fun.
Y'all see Steve Kerr coming?
Huh?
Nah, I didn't see Steve Kerr coming. What do you say?
Nah, Steve Kerr in front. Steve Kerr white, man. He ain't gonna get fired. Yeah. He white. He'll get fired. He ain't no bad. I mean, listen.
What Steve Kerr say?
He was crying.
Yes, he was upset.
Oh, but Steve Kerr will get fired. Look at Colin Kaepernick and Gabe Kapler, a perfect example. Colin Kaepernick did it. They don't want him nowhere near the NFL. Gabe Kapler, you got other managers coming out supporting him. I'm just saying.
I used to always wonder why Steve Kerr used to get so bent out of shape behind, and I found out. I understand it now. His dad got killed in a shooting, basically like that.
Oh,
so that's why it always hit him so hard. Because every time one of these mass shootings happen, he speaks out on it.
Oh, his dad got killed in a mass shooting. Okay.
To a certain extent, he was like,
They say if there's 4 people or more, then it's considered.
Yeah, me and they talked about that one time because I was like, how often does mass shooting happen? He was like, you'll be surprised because of what they consider a mass shooting.
Yeah, things like if 4 people or more get shot, it's a mass shooting, something like that. Dang, okay.
So I see why you see it up like that.
But I don't know, man. I don't pay. Yeah, I don't.
So are teams even out on the field when baseball, like when baseball play the national anthem? Or teams out?
Yeah.
They be standing right there by the dugout, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they do be lined up on the. Okay, you're right. They be lined up on the baseline.
I don't pay that much attention to the national anthem. I'm just saying. If I'm at a baseball game, I'm probably grabbing my hot dog or something.
You pay $5 for them hot dogs?
Nah, brother, you gotta go on Wednesday, $8 hot dog.
Oh, okay. I said you ain't figured out to bring the umbrella and put the.
You say you gotta go on Wednesday, $1 hot dog.
See, Malcolm ain't grow up at the center. You ain't figured out that you gotta have the umbrella and put the hot dog
in
the umbrella. Hold up now.
Wow.
Yeah, come on, man. You gotta know better. That way you can go on Saturday.
Before we jump off real quick to some of the tweets, Leg said he called you about the meet at the center.
I couldn't go because I had to work that night. I had to work.
Personal business on the show.
It's not personal business.
We're talking about the center.
It's not personal. It's public knowledge. It's not like it was a private meeting.
Not a private meeting, but.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to go though, bro.
We don't represent Cedar Crest.
Hey, what's mine?
I think only one person out here that ain't with the Cedar Crest is you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say represent. I don't know who represent what, but the only person that ain't set foot in that center is you. Really, as far as as far as to be a comer. You ain't never been no comer.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say I stepped in the center.
Yeah, you don't host a few times.
If they actually do the field, how that pitch was looking, bro, it's gonna be straight.
You went to the meeting?
Yeah, I was there. It was me, Leg, Al D, Mel, Coach B, Coach Lewis. It's about 15, 16 of us up in there.
Okay. How y'all ain't invite me?
Because you ain't in Dallas?
Sticking with baseball.
You don't want them to tell me why they ain't invite me?
I said because you ain't in Dallas. Baseball, they bringing it back to when the baseball field was part of the football field.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I got the picture of how it's supposed to look. I just hope they actually do it.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Go ahead.
How seriously do y'all take y'all fantasy football?
Not serious. You know how seriously I take it, man. You know, come on now. Not seriously at all.
Any one of y'all take
I used to take it seriously until I started getting blown out when y'all were cheating and barely win by 1 point like you.
Hey man, don't be hating because I know how to put a squad together.
I'm gonna take it serious. I have fun with it. But I will say I don't put no money on it. I will not play in the fantasy football league or any fantasy sports league. They got money involved.
They got money.
So that's why I just play for fun.
So none of y'all think it's serious enough when y'all see somebody slap on site.
Say that, hell no. But they said they were playing for big money. Now we playing for big money. I might kick you in the ass on
Yeah, I know there was a video released. Let me see if I can find it.
So they were playing for money. Okay. Now it makes sense why you got slapped. You playing with my money like playing with my emotions. That's what Big Word said.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find it.
He said, "You smoking my dick? You smoking my dick?" I was just watching it yesterday too. It was just on TV the other day.
Man, hold on. Let me pull it up for y'all. I got it for you.
You putting that video of that Jock Peterson interview?
Yeah, I'm putting the video in his slap.
He did an interview where he read the text messages and everything. He showed them. Yeah, he showed them the meme.
Yeah, I read it.
Video of Tommy Payne slapping Jock Peterson.
Oh.
Hold up.
Do it again.
Yeah, rewind that.
Oh no.
My video too choppy. I done missed that. Hold on, I ain't see it.
It ain't the greatest video in the world because somebody got
It
their
ain't. Oh,
Oh yeah,
my
okay. I saw
website
it.
embedded in the video. And they want to get their credit.
Uh-huh.
So it's a little bit harder to see. But he also said that one of the reasons
So
he
this
slapped
might
him.
be Jock Peterson's thing right here. This what you talking about?
He should have got the
Oh
break.
yeah, that's it right there.
What I
That's
should
it.
have.
He also said that one of the reasons that he slapped him was because he said he posted a meme. He said something about the Padres here. Like, so he was saying he posted a meme in there
Colin
about it.
Kaepernick.
He showed him the meme. He literally went to his phone and was like reading word for word what he said and what the Tommy dude said.
Oh damn.
I hear that.
I don't
No,
hear nothing.
I don't know if it allows when you share screen if it allows you to. Play the video. Oh,
it feels good.
anyway,
Hey, which one of y'all was in here doubting the Warriors? Or nothing?
Wasn't me.
Somebody said me.
I said it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
Ain't nobody down in the Warriors.
I was just a Maverick fan, but I ain't doubt the Warriors.
Yeah,
I was
we
just
know.
hoping they lost.
Want,
Shit.
I don't want to call you delusional, bro, but sometimes you be acting like Kelsey Warren when it comes to Luka.
What you talking about, bro? I ain't defending Luka at all.
I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just messing with you.
I was like, cause I ain't saying shit about Luka.
Yeah.
Nah, Curtis be going off on Luka.
Now Curtis just be going off as soon as he see Luka losing, he be crunking the mud like, yeah.
I'm
like, bro,
y'all
it sound like a look. Sound like he happy because he white. He be losing, he happy because he
white. So do y'all agree with MLB suspending Tommy Pham? I'm not, and I don't know how to pronounce his name. I know
Tommy Pham.
It's Pham. Do y'all agree with him getting suspended and fined?
Oh, slapping old boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Nah.
Hey, boy, come on now, Dale. That's a fireable offense.
I was going to say,
Yeah. That's a fireable offense.
Nah, what should happen? Oh, boy should put the pause on that. Be like, nah. I respect it.
You might be right.
Nah, y'all need to go up in this room for about 5 minutes. Go duke this out, boy. You ain't just smack me like that. I'm stumping mud on. Ain't we on the field? I probably got my spikes on too. Oh, your ass is in trouble. I'm digging in on you, player. It's gonna be a whole bunch. Hey, if we're gonna do all that, we get that in. He let the dude smack him and walk on. Man, nah. He'll suck
that Chris Rock and Will Smith treatment, ain't it?
Hey.
That's disrespectful to Chris Rock.
How? He didn't get slapped and Will Smith walked back to his seat?
He was also on national TV in front of Husband Week.
Wasn't they on TV?
No.
That was in practice.
Nah. That was pregame.
Yeah, it wasn't even no pregame.
That wasn't pregame?
That was like way before pregame.
Like practice.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, you know, he right. He wasn't on TV, and it was a little different situation, but in essence, the same shit happened. You got slapped and he walked back to his seat. Dude slapped you and he walked back to his position. He didn't. Neither one of them felt like they had nothing to worry about after they slapped whoever they slapped. Neither one of them had nothing to worry about.
We gotta call Jock Peterson a sucker if he'd tried to trip him like Craig tripped Smoke and walk across the street.
No, you don't slap me and turn your back. Like, why did you feel like you had the confidence to turn your back? Like,
I got my spikes on. He turned his back. I'm jump kicking him in the back. You gonna feel
see what I'm saying? Like, don't have confidence to turn your back after you slap me.
When you slap me, you came ready for all the smoke, right? So you get what come with it.
And if you had the confidence to turn your back, then that was dumb on your behalf. Don't ever turn your back in a fight. Like, what you doing that for?
Well, I just saw a picture.
That's true, bro. I can't believe it happened.
But nah, he should have got suspended, bro. You can't just
You
can't just
be
put your hands on
slapping.
folks, bro.
Hey, man.
You can't
We are-
do that,
hey,
bro.
We all have wanted to put our hands on somebody at our job before.
You said wanted to, and
That's
I didn't
yeah.
do it.
Hey, man.
You
If you
can't
could
just
have,
go
you
and
would
slap.
have.
If I did, I would expect to get fired. That right there, I would be ready to lose my job. Like,
Baseball
fuck
has
this
had a
job, finna
wild
go
week.
slap this nigga. Boom. Like, here we go. I know I'm finna go home. Like, it's done.
Baseball has had a wild week. We had black people getting called Jackie. We got a manager saying he
Hold
gonna
Hold on,
respect
whoa,
the
what?
Forgot about that.
Whoa, what? I didn't hear about that part.
Forgot about
Black
that.
people getting called Jackie. Like, what?
Yeah.
I ain't hear about that one.
And baseball said we're gonna figure out a way to get these viewers back. So no, what happened? Did you hear about that?
I didn't. Like, I didn't hear about it.
So Tim Anderson, shortstop of the Chicago White Sox,
Mhm.
was getting into it with Josh Donaldson, which Josh Donaldson plays for the Yankees now.
Hey, with the Yankees? Okay.
So something happened. They were getting into it. Well, let me back up. Tim Anderson has called himself today's Jackie Robinson. So let's start there.
Okay.
So they were getting into it.
Oh, wow, but okay.
And then Josh Donaldson said, "What's up, Jackie?" It's like, like they was about to fight or something. He called him Jackie, one way or the other. And yeah, they got into it.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
then-
Man, I ain't even know that backstory. Man, this is much
then-
ado
hold
about
on.
nothing.
This is what took the cake. So, Tim Anderson said, yeah, he came to me and said, yeah, he called me Jackie. Everybody was in arms about it. And then they asked Josh Donaldson. He said, yeah, I called him Jackie. Like, he ain't trying to downplay it or nothing.
Well, yeah, if Tim Anderson saying he the modern day Jackie Robinson, and then the dude
It shouldn't be an issue.
man,
But go ahead.
anything, man. Now this dude done came on TV and apologizing. I'd have been, you know what? Yeah, man. That's that. That what Curtis is right. If he didn't feel like he was wrong, he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have apologized. Now that I ain't know Tim Anderson called himself the modern day Jackie Robinson, and why the hell would he say that anyway?
And why are people getting upset about him getting called Jackie?
Just be saying shit.
Well, because the immediate reaction was probably always racist.
Gotcha.
That'd be my guess.
Gotcha.
That was one. When
that's the only thing I can
was
think
trying
of.
to figure out, like, okay, what's the big deal with him calling him Jackie?
Uh-huh.
And then I thought about Jackie Robinson, but I still couldn't put it together. Yeah, come on, man. Y'all people are extreme racist. And then stop going to the media. If he hurt your feelings that bad, you should punch him in the face. Otherwise, stop going to the media and crying
you just
about
said
it.
they can't put their hands on people. You get fired.
Well, family get fired. Listen, Tim Anderson ain't getting fired. He too good a baseball player.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, he ain't getting fired. Now, somebody else might, but he ain't getting fired.
His backup.
He too good. Yeah, he could get away with workplace violence like that. We'll send him to therapy. But the rest of y'all, man, you need to get therapy on your own. I said,
man, that's cool.
To wrap it up, y'all boy Colin Kaepernick had a workout with the Raiders.
With the Raiders.
We ain't talk about the NBA playoffs at all.
Hey, they got to quit blowing people out first.
Yeah, go ahead, my bad.
That series has been awful.
Awful?
Yeah, the playoffs have been kind of weird too in general. I would agree with you.
Awful.
I would say it's been awful because like it ain't, offense. I understand what you're saying in terms of like it's either been whoever winning is probably winning big. And there's a lot of poor shooting. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of poor shooting being going on. Two physical teams though, defensively. Two very good defensive teams. Two I would call to a certain extent. I think Boston more so than Miami. Two ISO heavy teams. Or, one guy dribble shot. Not, it'll be interesting to see who makes it to the finals. Huh? Wait, I thought you said something about Colin Kaepernick. How I started talking about the finals? I must be tripping.
No, I would say
because you asked if we was going to talk about the playoffs. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
So let me ask you a question: which team has a better chance of beating the Warriors, or do y'all think both teams can beat the Warriors?
I think Boston do.
Boston got the better chance.
I think so.
I would agree with Dios. I think Boston has a better chance because they have Brown and Tatum, they, in theory, would be a better offensive team. But that's only in theory.
I think, me personally, I think they have a better chance because, for size wise, they have a bigger size than Miami.
Golden State don't care about size.
If you let me finish, it allows them to switch their matchup more and still be able to handle. Because you can put Marcus Smart on Steph and he can stay with him, and then they're not going to really switch too much with either Brown or Tatum. And then you got people like Williams down low, you got Horford down low, so they got a lot of size who can switch with them and still match up all across the board. More so than Miami.
I would agree with you, Dios. I think like your basic premise is fairly straight. I would say the difference. This is the complexity of why it makes it hard, or why the Warriors put so much pressure on you defensively, because they have their players who are big time scorers don't play basketball like other NBA big time scorers. Like Steph Curry is not getting the ball in the mid post and isolating, and Klay Thompson's not doing that. Now, Steph, I ain't saying Steph never goes one-on-one, but the way they score, where they put pressure on your defense is different. And that's why I think you're starting to see so much conversation about, like, hey, is Steph Curry really like a top 10 player of all time? Because I think when people think about it, you're like, oh no, he's 6'3", blah, blah. But then if you really watch the game, you watch and see how much pressure he puts on the defense without having the basketball in his hands. Not just being a spot-up shooter. Yeah. One of the reasons is he will move on offense. He is a willing passer. And if you go watch Steph Curry, he's a really, really good screener. Boy, if you can get a good screener who can shoot, it's very, very difficult to deal with on the defensive side. So it'll be interesting to see, because I think when you match up with Golden State, the way your defensive game plan has to be a little bit different, because it's not as simple as saying, oh, we'll put this guy on this guy and he'll fight through, because it's just a little bit different. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I still got Golden State, obviously, but
yeah, I think they'll win it, and I think they will give Steph Curry the MVP. Like, I think Steph Curry has to play terrible for him not to win the Finals MVP.
I don't know, man. You get enough of them Game 6 Klay Thompson games. Game 6 Klay playing all games. You might be right, though. He probably. I mean, this is. If I would say,
I'm with that. If they win, they gonna give it to him.
Yeah, I think he has probably right. Bad. But I will say,
for a refill?
Kudos to y'all overachieving sovereign Mavericks. I think they,
bro.
Yeah, I think they.
Need the Mavericks conversation.
Hold on, I'll give y'all a compliment.
Cowboys and Minnesota should be saying we about the Mavericks and the Lakers.
I give a compliment.
No, you said sorry overachieving. That's not a compliment.
Y'all sorry, y'all overachieving.
That's one of your backhanded compliments.
There you go. Y'all sorry, y'all overachieving.
Which is not a compliment.
We beat y'all.
We
beat the Lakers.
A lot of teams beat us. That ain't nothing to say.
Yeah. So y'all
sorry, huh?
Y'all
exactly.
So stick to your sorry squad. Don't worry about a squad that was in the Western Conference Final. Y'all made the playoffs first.
Hold on,
wait, nothing.
Darvin Ham.
Need to go to Texas.
Hey, I think that's a good. If
that's disrespectful. Listen, I ain't gonna deal with no Darvin Ham slander.
Oh, so you don't want to hear Darvin Ham slander, but just slander Kyrie and Isaiah Thomas. Man, get out of here.
They didn't
Wait a minute.
I ain't talking about
Come on, Dios.
I'm saying LJ. They didn't go to Texas Tech. Darvin Ham with the
Darvin Ham with the Texas Tech, man.
That's what I'm trying to
Texas
tell you.
Tech.
bro.
Yeah, Birmingham with the Texas Tech, baby. You know what I'm
Fuck, you
saying?
damn
We
little
Red
Texas
Raiders. You understand what I'm saying, baby? That's just
And
why
listen,
why
look
y'all
here.
say, yeah,
That's
when
why.
y'all
That's
be
why
picking
LJ
during
ain't
football
gonna
season,
slander
y'all be like, yep, I
Birmingham.
know
He
you
went
gonna pick Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I know why
He
you
a
pick the
Tech
Chiefs every
boy.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, he a Tech boy.
and I honestly, from just, I mean, I'm not saying I know whether Birmingham gonna be a great head coach. I just think that, like, from
I
what
don't think he
I've
can be
heard,
with this team.
huh?
I don't think he can be with this team.
Well, he
Well,
gonna
you know
make
the
him play
Lakers don't never
defense.
have the same
Try to.
team for 3 years anyway. Like they
That's
gonna
why I
find
said what I
some.
tweeted. This is exactly why I said what I said.
Listen, I'm not a
That don't mean
Lakers
y'all gonna have a
fan.
good team in the next 3 years, but y'all ain't gonna have the same team. I can guarantee you that.
What I'm saying
Man,
is,
you know,
I don't think he
baby,
makes it past 3 years if they don't win a chip, fairly or not fairly.
Oh,
I just don't think he
okay.
makes it past 3 years.
Hey, speaking of which, like I know, like we don't
Yeah.
talk about high school sports that much over here. Hey,
Mhm.
that boy's son is turning. That boy's son. I think that boy's son gonna be all
Who he
right.
playing with? Where he at?
He said out in California, but some of the clips
Okay.
I've
Okay.
seen,
Are you talking about LeBron?
yeah, man. I mean, like
LeBron's son?
yeah, I think he
Which
gonna
one?
like
The youngest one,
the
right?
oldest.
Oh, you
Oh,
talking about Bronny?
Bronny.
You talking about Bronny?
Yeah,
They
from what some of the
say he
clips
getting
I've
better.
seen, like I feel like
They say he getting
and something
better.
watching him play last year. I need to watch him this summer. Yeah,
I know
because I think from what I can see, the one thing I like about him, from what I can see, boy play defense. Yeah, I love it when I see a high school kid who play defense. He ain't got some offensive game with it. For what I can see, the boy play defense. I love it.
Okay.
And I don't know why people be hating on him because he LeBron
Man, you know
James.
why they hate.
And then he was playing terrible. He was playing terrible.
Yeah, man, and they were killing him because I'm like the little boy about 16, 17 years old, and they killing him because he went to the prom with a white girl. Leave that boy alone.
Oh man.
Hey, let Dr. Hey, I'm Dr. Umar.
Hey, that was Dio. That was Dio.
Hey.
That was
First of all, don't say
man,
that was
y'all
me.
see the
I
beef
ain't said
Dr.
nothing
Umar
about
and Shannon
it.
Sharp got into.
No. What happened?
Oh man.
What happened? What happened? I did not see that one. Seriously.
Oh man, they got into a beef. Oh man. Oh
About
boy.
what?
I'm telling you, hey man, y'all know I love Dr. Umar. That dude funny to me. I'm not talking about what he be saying in terms of whether I believe what
Nah, you like his entertainment value. Yeah, you
Yeah.
What were they
Dr.
beefing
Umar
about?
Johnson. Greg, that's
What
your
were they beefing
homeboy. Go get your partner.
What they beefing about?
I think because Umar is basically against interracial dating and marriage. And Shannon Sharp must have said something on this show. I can't remember exactly, bro, but it was funny. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was funny. Just because as soon as I saw Dr. Umar, I was like, oh, here you go. And I know Shannon Sharp gonna come with the heat with it, so it was just funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Because Shannon Sharp funny just in general to me, and then when Umar get going, that dude entertains me. I know a lot of people think he's crazy, and he got some crazy views, but he's still trying. He's still trying to put that school together for
Hey man, there's brothers like you who stopped the black man from rising. You always got to break up the past.
Ooh,
but hey, Dio.
Hate on that man in his school.
No.
Hey, hold on.
Hate on that man in his school. Let him be great.
I didn't even say nothing bad about his school. All I said was he's still trying to get it done.
Hey, no lie, Dio. The reason why I laugh so hard because if you go any post he make on Instagram, you gonna find somebody in the comments like, "Hey, what's up that school?"
I ain't hating on it. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't got nothing better to do with their time. Hey man, let that man be great.
They gonna get on his ass about that school.
if he could get the school built and up and going, I mean, more power to him. I hope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a fact, man. But I agree with you.
Watch him out.
I agree with you. But I mean, if he can get it up and running, you know what I'm saying, more power to him. I definitely ain't hating on him.
Killer Kill alone, man.
Killer Mike he don't think you should date interracial either.
Hey, bro, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah. And when they say that, I think they sound stupid. That's my opinion.
That is true, but they don't make it sound stupid.
And I agree with you. Yeah, no.
Booyah.
My opinion say,
He
in my
said
opinion, he
booyah.
sounds stupid when he
Yeah,
say that.
that's opinion, but that don't make him stupid.
Well, I'm saying my opinion is that that's stupid.
Gotcha.
It is stupid, in my opinion. Yeah. In my opinion,
It is.
and Killer Mike
Dr. Umar
fat.
do?
What you say?
Yeah.
That's that Dr. Umar mean. No interracials.
You want me to tell you the funny thing about Killer Mike when he said, so I was watching an interview and he was talking about how we should, like how black people should, not worry about the white man and stuff like that, whatever he was saying in totality. He said, but I have to calm my daughter down sometimes because she be too black sometimes. Well, what does that mean? So you don't want her to be too black. So you want her to have a little bit of white in her, but you don't want to deal with white people? It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. His rap partner white.
You don't have nothing against white people.
Except for dating them. That would be a contradiction. You got to have something against white people if you don't want people to date them.
It's not true.
Then why not? But then what would be the reason for you not to want to date them? I want you. I'm clearly. I'm about to.
I'm asking.
I'm clearly see how you gonna squeeze out of this one.
What gonna squeeze out of?
He said squeeze
So
out of
you
this
don't have
one.
no problem with white people, but you should. But white people and black people shouldn't be in relationships.
Okay. That's a preference.
I understand it's a preference.
That is not a preference. That's the thing. That's a
How is
stance.
that not a preference?
That's
A preference might be like, hey, I don't like white women, or I don't, you know what I'm saying? I myself. But if you're saying like nobody, black people and white people should never
ain't no preference.
That's an
engage
ideology,
in
damn it.
relationships like in a romantic
preference
way,
is-
then you got some kind of issue. In my
I
opinion.
got grape Kool-Aid and red Kool-Aid. I'm gonna take the red Kool-Aid every time because I prefer red over grape. You ain't got no problem with grape.
I said
prefer
preference
Nike
is
over
personal.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But don't ever buy
Preference is
Nike.
personal.
Yeah, I ain't
Don't
saying,
ever buy Reebok. Why
Yeah.
not? You just shouldn't. Well, what's wrong with Reebok? You just shouldn't. What do? Yeah.
I would
I'm
buy
telling
like
you.
a preference is you
Yeah,
still buy
A
Reebok.
preference is personal.
A preference you
A
still buy
preference is
Reebok.
personal. The other thing he talking about, that's damn near like an ideology or a belief system. Like I don't believe white and black should date.
Yeah.
That's what he
Versus
feel.
I personally don't date white women. Like that's a preference. Like I don't prefer to date white women.
I'm not
versus,
attracted to white
I
women
don't-
would be a preference.
Yeah,
Say
yeah.
I can't-
versus
he
I don't
basically
believe
saying
blacks
that,
and
like,
whites should date.
As a black man, you shouldn't even look at white women in that way, and vice
Right.
versa.
Umar
Then he
said
says,
that. I
oh!
don't remember Killer Mike saying that.
Well, listen, it ain't but one way you can do it. It ain't but one way you can do it. You ain't got to say
Well,
it.
y'all here.
Yeah, ain't but one way you can do it. If you say that black people and white people should not date, you are saying, without saying that they shouldn't even, if you can't date, then you don't want them to look at each other romantically.
Okay.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
No. You said he said, I said, I don't recall him saying that.
No, I would agree with you. He probably has not specifically said those words, but like, implied task.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's an implied.
What you take what I said, you can't imply nothing. I said what I said. What he
No, I
gonna
can
say?
imply everything. I'm saying, okay, so how do you
Because
keep?
you implied it don't mean that that's the way I felt, or that's what I said. Because you implied that.
Okay, well, listen. Okay, Killer Mike, come on here and let's have a discussion. Let's tell us why black people and white people should not date.
I won't be on.
And let's see if you got some racist hints in there. Because otherwise, a man and a woman should be able to be attracted to each other, regardless of their race. And then don't come in here talking all that black power stuff when you got all these great. And then he say he want to go to these schools with these black names or these great black men or whatever. Then Martin Luther King say you shouldn't be judged based on the color of your skin, but only on the content of your character. So don't tell me you want to go to your kids go to these schools with these great black men, and then the message you preaching is contrary to what some of these great black men are preaching. I'm just saying, I put you in your listen, boy. I'm a high level. Boy. I coach basketball, but I'm a hell of a thinker. I'm a hell of a thinker.
He hit that Charles Barkley stop mid-sentence, boy.
Hey, I'm a hell of a thing. Hey, speaking of which, listen, Boosie, man, y'all know I love Boosie, dog. I love Boosie. Boosie funny to me. his son, I don't know if y'all saw that. I mean, change the subject, but I just think about that. His son graduated high school.
Okay.
Boosie say he got money waiting for him, a GED, and some sexual stuff with some women.
I ain't heard GD part. I heard.
Well, no, I'm sorry. He don't have it, but I guess I assume when it said GED in a tweet, I guess that means his son was getting his GED.
I did see where he said they were saying he said he got money and a woman for him for graduating.
Yeah, man. What y'all? How y'all feel on that?
Bro, that is bro.
That's his son, man. Hey, man.
That what we on?
Do what you do. Do what you do.
Say what Boosie say.
That's what we on. Y'all, you ain't gonna. So you gonna defend Killer Mike now? You got all to say about Killer Mike. You defending him. He can't date white women, but Boosie said it.
Hey, bro. And Boosie want to give his son some money and a woman for graduating, and his son want that, and that woman want that. Give your son some money and a woman for you for graduating. I ain't got nothing to say about it.
He promoting promiscuity. He is.
Hold on. He ain't promoting.
Yo, yeah, to hear that either.
Hold on, LJ. So you telling me this young man, 17, 18 years old, graduated high school.
If he's 17, he better not be 17.
17, 18, be whatever you want to. Your daddy, famous and a multi-millionaire. You think that man ain't already having sex?
No. I did not say
he.
I did not say he was having. He was not having. I'm not saying that. And that's just like saying that because your kids do crack, you should give them crack.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. You just said you don't think you already having sex. That don't mean you got to encourage it.
I agree with that.
And again, I'm not saying that Boosie shouldn't encourage it. It did Boosie kids. Y'all know when it come to me and Boosie, I like Boosie because Boosie's just funny to me. I just think it's funny. I ain't judging him. I like Boosie because Boosie funny as hell to me. That's it. That's what it comes. Boosie got entertainment value. That dude's funny to me. Same thing. I know y'all don't like Charles. Some of y'all don't like Charleston White.
Like I said, I never really listened.
Charleston White, he just funny to me.
I never listened to videos.
Yeah. I don't really be taking nothing he say seriously.
Hello.
I just like to laugh.
I will say, Dios don't like him. I know he took a shot at Kevin Samuels.
No. He said Kevin Samuels is his hero.
What does Kevin Samuels got to do anything?
Hey, you know you love Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to him.
Bro. Okay. I don't know why the narrative is printed about liking this dude. Me
I said
personally,
love.
I definitely don't love the man.
I like chips. I like chips. I love pecan pie. It's a difference.
I don't eat pecan pie, but that's neither here nor there. My thought process, the whole thing.
That's stupid, bro.
But y'all be tripping me out, man.
Anyway, I personally watched some of his stuff, Kevin Samuels stuff. I can't say I'll sit here and agree with everything he's ever said, because I don't. But a lot of things he said, I did agree with. That's just my personal opinion. There was stuff I said before he even came about, or before I even knew about him. It was stuff I was already saying.
I just mess with you because you used to put your cape on. That's all. That's why I used to mess with.
What cape? I just said don't slander
Kevin Samuels cape.
I just said don't slander me. Just because you don't know.
I'm talking about before he passed. I'm talking about before he passed.
Yeah, Dill's got mad because I didn't want to be a low value man.
No. That ain't it. I tell you. You kept saying you was high value.
I am high value. Let me live.
You right. Don't be great, my brother. Be great.
Yeah. Let me live.
Oh shit.
Hey, man.
Dio don't want me to be great at all. No, you low value.
Don't be great. Don't be great, bro.
Hey, let shoe brand.
I want all of us to be great. That boy stupid. Crazy.
He said, "Pay that shoe great." Oh shit.
Hey man,
I'm trying to tell myself I'm high value. Dio just started to say, "Nah, you ain't shit, man, for real."
That boy is that crazy.
That was like the first conversation we had when you got over here. I think.
Oh, that shit was funny.
Oh man, my hiccup.
It was early on. You right.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Dio, you
Oh,
know,
man.
they got 40% off extra at Under Armour outlet till June 8th for like teachers, first responders, veterans. I just popped in my head because I'm about to go to. Say again.
What until what date?
I think my wife told me it was June 8th.
Say June 8th.
Okay.
I think don't quote me on that date, but I thought that's what you told me.
Under Armour stuff like that. I won't only everything I have this Under Armour was given to me. I've never bought anything.
So you prefer Nike?
I don't prefer anything really, so to speak. I wear for shoes. I wear what I like. Well, look,
shit.
You wear Vans?
I've never had a pair of Vans.
I wear Vans.
You say I do.
I wear Vans.
Malcolm, I ain't never had no pair.
I've never had a pair.
Dios wear K-Swiss.
For sure.
Never had a pair of K-Swiss. I don't think I've ever had a pair.
I know you didn't have a pair.
You had a pair of K-Swiss when we all used to live in Billy Joe's.
That's a lie. I know that's a lie.
I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
Shit,
I don't remember what none of us were wearing when we all used to live in Billy Joe's.
I think I definitely have more Nikes than anything. But I have Nikes, I have Puma, I have Reebok, I have Adidas. I got some of everything. I don't have Vans, of course. I don't have K-Swiss. But yeah.
Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. I ain't never wore Vans. I got some Saucony's.
Boy, I ain't had some. I seen some of them at Academy. I was like, dang, I ain't know they were still rocking.
I got them for walking. That's how you know I'm getting old, man. I have to give me some shoes that
Like,
don't make me
leave.
Ain't that what they was originally for, walking, and then they just became like a little stylish fad for a little while?
I don't know.
I like. I've seen some I like. Only reason I don't have no Saucony's because in my size they look a whole lot bigger. Which just look like boats. I can't do it. They look too big. But I've seen colorways I think was really nice. Like they got some holy gray ones that was real nice.
All right, I'm about to get up out of here.
Yeah, I gotta rock out. Tweety. We're gonna bring a therapist on here next week for you, man.
Nah, here you go. Because I paid for it and I want to drink it. That's the only reason why I'm drinking. All right, man.
Y'all boys have a good one. Y'all have a fun, safe Memorial Day. If y'all doing something.
Ain't there one of y'all grilling another day?
I thought about it. It's hot, bro. It's hot.
Bro.
I said hot. It's hot there.
Hey, we got beautiful weather up here. Now, ain't no grilling today. I might throw something on the grill. Probably not, though. My son had a basketball tournament in Ohio.
Okay.
I told my old lady she want barbecue. We do it the old folk cheap way.
We don't take long to get to Ohio.
Yeah, throw it in the oven. I might put some hot dogs or something on that.
I said, you throw the shit in the oven.
I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, man. I don't do no big grilling like that. My family don't really eat meat on the grill like that.
Gotcha.
I mean, I ain't say we don't eat meat, but like, you know,
I agree.
I can. First of all, my chef game on the grill ain't hard like that. I can cook ribs a little bit, but man, I cook like chicken, hot dog. I keep it in hamburgers. You know what I'm saying? Old school from the era of the 45 with the penny on the needle. And I might, who knows, man, I can't barbecue. I might be crying in 30 minutes by some stuff by Memorial Day. So. Yeah. I might be in my feelings.
I'll be outside. I'm probably gonna go outside. The old lady finished doing the kids' hair. I might put the bounce house up for them and go out there. I'll sit on the porch.
I'm about to take me a nap. Set up my tent.
Fellas.
I'm about to be in the tent crying.
See y'all, man.